What if everything you thought about success, happiness, and growth was wrong? What if the reason you're stuck isn't talent, luck, or circumstances, but a few simple choices you haven't made yet? In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 11 powerful ideas that can completely change the way you live your life. Ideas most people never learn, and most importantly, ideas that will make you take action today. Watch closely, because missing even one could mean missing the life you were meant to have. If you're enjoying these ideas and want more, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you never miss an episode. Most people believe their life is shaped by luck, background, or other people's decisions. They wait for circumstances to improve, for confidence to appear, or for someone to give them permission to move forward. But the uncomfortable truth is this: the moment you take full responsibility for your life is the moment your life starts to change. Responsibility is not a punishment, it is power. Chapter 1: Responsibility changes everything. Responsibility means accepting that where you are right now emotionally, financially, mentally is the result of past choices, habits, and reactions. This idea can feel heavy at first. It can even feel unfair. But hidden inside this weight is freedom. Because if your choices brought you here, your choices can take you somewhere better. Most people avoid responsibility because it removes excuses. It forces honesty, and honesty can be painful. Blaming circumstances feels easier. Blaming people feels comforting, but blame quietly steals your future. When you blame, you give your power away. Taking responsibility does not mean blaming yourself for everything that went wrong. Life is unpredictable. Bad things happen to good people. Responsibility simply means you stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and start asking, "What can I do now?" That single question changes everything. When you take responsibility, you shift from being a victim of life to a participant in it. You stop waiting for rescue. You become your own support system. This mindset alone separates those who grow from those who remain stuck. Responsibility builds inner strength. Every time you face a problem and choose action instead of avoidance, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Over time, this creates self-trust. And self-trust is one of the strongest forces a human can have. Many people confuse responsibility with pressure. They think it means carrying the weight of the world alone. In reality, responsibility gives clarity. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by everything that is wrong, you focus on what is within your control, your effort, your attitude, your decisions. There is something deeply empowering about saying, "This is my life and I will take ownership of it." It doesn't mean you will always succeed. It means you will always learn. Failure becomes feedback instead of proof that you are not enough. When you stop blaming others, relationships improve. You communicate more honestly. You stop expecting people to read your mind or fix your problems. You become calmer, clearer, and more grounded. Responsibility also creates discipline. When you accept that your future depends on your daily actions, excuses lose their appeal. You stop negotiating with yourself. You do the work because you understand the cost of not doing it. Look closely at people you admire. You will notice a pattern. They don't complain excessively. They don't waste energy on what they cannot control. They focus on solutions. They focus on progress. They take responsibility even when it would be easier not to. Taking responsibility does not mean you must change everything at once. It starts small: one honest decision, one difficult conversation, one step forward. Small acts of ownership, repeated daily, slowly reshape your identity. At first, responsibility feels uncomfortable. It exposes your weaknesses, but discomfort is often the price of growth. Over time, responsibility becomes lighter. You feel less anxious because you know you can handle what comes next. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for confidence. Confidence comes from action, from showing up, from keeping promises to yourself. This chapter is not asking you to judge your past harshly. The past is done. It cannot be changed. Responsibility is about the present, about what you choose to do next. If you want your life to improve, start here. Stop waiting, stop blaming, stop giving your power away. Take responsibility not because life is fair, but because your future is worth it. Responsibility changes everything. Chapter 2. Discipline is more reliable than motivation. Motivation feels powerful, but it is temporary. It shows up when life is easy and disappears the moment things become uncomfortable. Discipline is different. Discipline stays when motivation leaves, and in the long run, discipline is what decides the direction of your life. Most people wait to feel ready before they act. They tell themselves, "I'll start when I'm motivated." But that moment rarely comes. Discipline works in the opposite way. You act first, even when you don't feel like it. Over time, action creates momentum, and momentum creates motivation. Discipline is often misunderstood. People think it means strict rules, harsh routines, or a joyless life. In reality, discipline is self-respect. It is choosing long-term peace over short-term comfort. It is keeping promises to yourself, especially on days when no one is watching. Motivation depends on mood. Discipline depends on identity. When you see yourself as someone who shows up, you stop negotiating with yourself. You do the work because that's who you are, not because you feel inspired. Every meaningful result comes from small, disciplined actions repeated over time. Reading a few pages daily, exercising for 20 minutes, writing one page. These actions feel insignificant in the moment, but their impact compounds quietly. Most people quit because they don't see immediate results. Discipline allows you to continue without needing instant rewards. Life will always give you reasons to stop. You will feel tired, bored, distracted, or doubtful. Discipline is what carries you through those moments. It is not about forcing yourself harshly, but about showing up consistently, even imperfectly. When discipline becomes part of your routine, stress decreases. You no longer rely on emotional highs to move forward. You trust your systems. You trust your habits. This creates stability in a chaotic world. Discipline also builds confidence. Every time you do what you said you would do, your self-trust grows. Confidence is not built by positive thinking. It is built by evidence. Discipline creates that evidence. People often chase motivation through videos, books, or speeches. These things can help, but they cannot replace daily action. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning. You don't need extreme discipline. You need realistic discipline. Set standards you can maintain. Progress is more important than perfection. Consistency matters more than intensity. When you rely on motivation, your progress is unstable. When you rely on discipline, your progress becomes inevitable. Even slow progress done daily will eventually change your life. Discipline teaches patience. It reminds you that real change takes time. That success is built quietly long before it is visible. While others look for shortcuts, disciplined people focus on process. If you want a different future, you must be willing to do boring, repetitive work today. Discipline is the bridge between who you are now and who you want to become. Motivation may start the journey, but discipline is what finishes it. Chapter 3. Time is your most valuable asset. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose status and rebuild it. You can even lose confidence and find it again. But time is different. Once it's gone, it never returns. And yet, most people treat time as if it's unlimited, wasting hours daily on things that give nothing back. Time is the quiet force shaping your life, not your goals, not your intentions. Your daily use of time decides where you end up. The future is not created by one big decision. It is created by thousands of small choices about how you spend your hours. People often say, "I don't have time." What they really mean is, this is not a priority. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. The difference between lives comes from how those hours are used. Time does not care about your excuses. It keeps moving forward whether you are ready or not. While you hesitate, time passes. While you delay, time passes. While you wait for confidence, clarity, or the perfect moment, time passes. Most people don't lose their lives all at once. They lose them slowly, one distracted day at a time, one postponed dream at a time, one wasted evening that turns into a wasted year. Time is not just something you spend. It is something that spends you. Whatever you give your time to slowly becomes your life. If you give it to distractions, you build a distracted life. If you give it to growth, you build a meaningful one. The real danger is not being busy. The real danger is being busy with things that don't matter. A full schedule does not mean a purposeful life. Many people are exhausted not because they are working towards something meaningful, but because they are constantly reacting to everything around them. Learning to value time changes how you live. You stop rushing. You stop overcommitting. You become selective. You realize that every yes is also a no to something else, often something more important. Time management is not about doing more, it is about doing what matters. It is about aligning your daily actions with the person you want to become. When your time and values match, life feels calmer and more intentional. One of the most powerful skills you can develop is the ability to protect your time. This means setting boundaries. It means saying no without guilt. It means understanding that not every message needs a reply, not every invitation needs acceptance, and not every opportunity deserves your attention. Your attention is the gateway to your time. Whatever holds your attention controls your life. In a world designed to distract you, focus has become rare and extremely valuable. Those who can focus deeply, even for short periods, have a massive advantage. Time also reveals your true priorities. You may say family matters, but where does your time go? You may say health is important, but how do you spend your evenings? Time does not lie, it shows what you truly value. Respecting time does not mean living rigidly, it means living consciously. It means choosing rest on purpose, not by accident. It means working with intention, not out of pressure. Many people live as if they have unlimited tomorrows. This illusion creates procrastination. But the truth is uncomfortable. You don't know how much time you have. This is not meant to create fear. It is meant to create urgency and appreciation. When you understand the value of time, gratitude grows. You stop postponing important conversations. You stop delaying meaningful work. You stop waiting to become the person you already know you should be. Small daily investments of time compound powerfully. 10 minutes of reading a day can change how you think in a year. 30 minutes of focused work daily can build a skill that changes your career. These changes feel invisible at first, but they are happening. Time rewards consistency, not intensity. You don't need dramatic transformations. You need honest, repeated effort. What you do most days matters more than what you do once in a while. One of the hardest truths to accept is this: no one is coming to save your time for you. No one will protect it on your behalf. That responsibility is yours alone. When you waste time, you are not just losing hours, you are losing potential. When you respect time, you respect your future self. You are saying, my life matters. Living with time awareness changes your decisions. You choose depth over noise, progress over perfection, meaning over approval. Time is not your enemy. It is your most valuable asset, but like all valuable things, it must be used wisely. Spend it well. Chapter 4. Clarity comes from action. Most people are waiting for clarity before they move forward. They want to be sure. They want guarantees. They want to know that their decision will be right, but clarity rarely comes before action. It comes because of action. Confusion is not a sign that you are incapable. It is a sign that you are standing still. The mind becomes clearer when the body moves. Thinking without action only creates more doubt. Many people stay stuck because they overthink. They analyze every option, imagine every possible failure, and wait for the perfect plan. But life does not reward perfect plans. It rewards movement. You don't discover what you want by sitting and thinking about it forever. You discover it by trying, failing, adjusting, and trying again. Action turns uncertainty into information. Fear feeds on the unknown. The longer you wait, the bigger fear becomes. It creates stories in your head, most of them negative. The moment you take a step, even a small one, fear loses its power. Clarity is not a sudden moment of understanding. It is built gradually. Each action removes a little confusion. Each mistake teaches you something valuable. Each attempt brings you closer to the truth. People often say, "I don't know what to do with my life." But clarity about life direction comes from engagement, not isolation. You must interact with the world to understand yourself. Action creates feedback. Without feedback, you are guessing. With feedback, you can improve. Progress depends on feedback, and feedback only comes from doing. You don't need confidence to act. Confidence is the result of acting. Waiting to feel confident before starting is like waiting to feel strong before going to the gym. Perfectionism is often disguised fear. It sounds responsible, but it delays growth. There is no perfect starting point. There is only now. The right decision is often created, not found. You choose a path, commit to it, and make it work. Clarity follows commitment. Even wrong decisions are useful. They teach you what doesn't work. They build resilience. They sharpen judgment. Doing nothing teaches you nothing. Small actions matter. You don't need to change everything at once. One honest step forward is enough to break the cycle of overthinking. When you act, you gain momentum. Momentum quiets doubt. It replaces anxiety with direction. Movement brings relief. Clarity is not about knowing the entire path. It is about knowing the next step. Focus on that, take it, then take the next one. Life becomes simpler when you stop waiting for answers and start creating them. This action turns confusion into confidence. If you feel stuck, don't ask, "What should I do with my life?" Ask, "What can I do today?" Then do it. Clarity will meet you on the way forward. Chapter 5. Your environment is shaping you. You may believe that your success or failure depends only on your willpower, but that is only part of the truth. Much of your behavior is quietly shaped by the environment around you. Your surroundings influence your thoughts, your habits, and even the way you see yourself, often without you realizing it. Your environment includes more than just the place you live. It includes the people you spend time with, the conversations you hear, the content you consume, and the routines that surround your daily life. Over time, these elements shape your beliefs and decisions. Many people try to change their lives by forcing themselves to act differently. They rely on motivation and self-control. But willpower is limited. Environment is powerful. When your environment supports growth, improvement becomes easier. When it doesn't, even simple changes feel exhausting. Look closely at your daily surroundings. Are they pushing you forward or pulling you backward? Are they helping you focus or constantly distracting you? The answers to these questions explain more about your life than most people realize. The people around you matter deeply. You slowly become like those you spend the most time with. Their habits normalize your behavior. Their mindset influences your thinking. This is not about judgment, it is about awareness. If you surround yourself with people who complain constantly, progress will feel heavy. If you surround yourself with people who take responsibility, growth will feel possible. Your environment sets the standard of what feels normal. Your physical space also affects your mind. A cluttered space often creates a cluttered mind. A calm, organized environment reduces mental friction. Small changes, cleaning your workspace, removing distractions, creating quiet, can dramatically improve focus. Digital environment matters just as much. What you watch, read, and listen to feeds your thinking. Constant negativity, comparison, and noise slowly drain motivation. Choose content that challenges you, educates you, or calms you. Your environment should make good decisions easier and bad decisions harder. If you want to read more, keep books visible. If you want to reduce distractions, remove apps that steal your attention. Design your surroundings with intention. This is not about creating a perfect environment. It is about creating a supportive one. Even small changes can shift your behavior in powerful ways. Environment reduces the need for constant self-control. When your surroundings are aligned with your goals, progress feels natural instead of forced. Changing your environment does not mean abandoning people or isolating yourself completely. It means being selective. It means protecting your energy and attention. Growth often fails not because of lack of effort, but because of poor surroundings. Fix the environment and effort multiplies. Your environment is always shaping you whether you choose it or not. Choose it consciously. When you take control of your environment, you take control of your future. Chapter 6, Focus is the new superpower. We live in a world that constantly pulls your attention in every direction. Notifications, messages, news, and endless content compete for your focus every minute. In this environment, the ability to focus has become rare. And anything rare becomes powerful. Focus is not just about concentration. It is about choosing what deserves your attention and what does not. Every time you allow distractions to control you, your energy gets scattered. Scattered energy produces weak results. Most people believe they are good at multitasking. In reality, multitasking reduces the quality of everything you do. When your attention is divided, your thinking becomes shallow. Focus allows depth. Depth creates value. People who achieve meaningful results are not necessarily more talented. They are more focused. They give their full attention to one thing at a time. This is how real progress is made. Focus is a skill, not a personality trait. It can be trained. But like any skill, it requires practice and protection. You cannot focus deeply in an environment that constantly interrupts you. Distraction feels harmless because it is comfortable. A quick scroll, a short break, a small interruption, but repeated distractions break momentum. And without momentum, progress slows. Focus creates momentum. When you work deeply, time feels different. You enter a state where effort feels lighter and results come faster. This is where your best work is done. The cost of distraction is not just wasted time. It is wasted potential. Every interruption pulls you out of flow and forces your brain to restart. This mental switching is exhausting. Protecting your focus means setting boundaries, turning off unnecessary notifications, creating time blocks for deep work, allowing yourself to be unavailable for short periods. Focus also requires clarity. When you know what matters, it becomes easier to ignore what doesn't. Confusion invites distraction. Purpose invites focus. You do not need to focus all day. You need a few hours of real focus. Even 1 or 2 deeply focused hours daily can change your output dramatically. Focus improves confidence. When you complete meaningful work, self-respect grows. You stop feeling busy and start feeling productive. In a noisy world, focus becomes a competitive advantage. Those who can concentrate will outgrow those who cannot. Focus is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters with full attention. Guard your focus. It may be the most valuable skill you develop. Chapter 7, Consistency beats talent. Talent gets attention. Consistency creates results. Many people believe that success comes from being naturally gifted or exceptionally talented. But the truth is far simpler and far more accessible. Showing up day after day wins over talent almost every time. Consistency is about doing small things repeatedly, even when you don't feel like it. It's about creating routines and habits that build momentum. Talent might give a head start, but without consistent effort, it fades. Hard work compounded over time always outperforms natural ability left idle. Most people quit too early. They try something once or twice, don't see immediate results, and assume they are not capable. Life does not reward those who try sporadically. It rewards those who endure, adapt, and persist. Every small action repeated daily becomes a stepping stone toward mastery. Consistency builds trust, trust in yourself and trust from others. When you deliver results consistently, even small ones, people notice. Your self-belief strengthens with each day you honor your commitments. This confidence cannot be bought or faked. It grows quietly, steadily, like a tree taking root. Many fail to realize that consistency is more important than intensity. 1 hour of focused effort every day is more powerful than 10 hours of sporadic, distracted work. Long-term habits shape your destiny, not one-time efforts. Consistency allows you to improve gradually, adapt, and endure setbacks. Consistency also transforms motivation. On days when you don't feel inspired, your habits carry you forward. Motivation is unreliable, it comes and goes. But consistency is your anchor. It ensures that even in the absence of excitement, progress continues. There is a profound psychological effect of being consistent. When you stick to your path, even in small ways, you reinforce your identity as someone capable. Identity is powerful. When you see yourself as a consistent person, your actions naturally align with that belief. Consistency is not glamorous. It does not always produce dramatic results quickly. It works quietly, invisibly, until one day you notice the change has become irreversible. This is why most people underestimate its power. They are impatient. But the patient, persistent few reap the rewards that talent alone cannot secure. Failures are inevitable, but consistency mitigates their impact. The consistent person learns from mistakes and keeps moving. Talent alone may falter at the first obstacle, but consistency endures, adjusts, and improves. Every setback becomes a lesson rather than a stopping point. Consistency also creates compounding effects. Just like money invested grows over time, consistent effort compounds. Writing a page every day, practicing a skill for 30 minutes daily, saving a small amount of money regularly, these seemingly minor actions accumulate into something extraordinary over months and years. To practice consistency, start with realistic goals. Focus on behaviors you can sustain. Avoid overwhelming yourself with perfection. Progress matters more than speed. Doing something small consistently is better than doing something huge inconsistently. Consistency is closely tied to discipline. Discipline sets the stage, consistency executes it repeatedly. Together, they form a powerful engine for growth, learning, and achievement. Those who master both have a significant advantage in life. Remember, you don't need to be the most talented. You need to be the most reliable. Talent will shine in bursts. Consistency shines throughout a lifetime. The real winners are those who keep showing up, adjusting, and improving day after day, week after week, year after year. Consistency is not a skill you are born with, it is a choice you make every day. Choosing to show up regardless of mood or circumstances gradually transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. If you embrace consistency, you are no longer at the mercy of talent or luck. You are in control. You are creating your future deliberately, step by step. Consistency beats talent every single time. Chapter 8, Pain is a powerful teacher. Pain is uncomfortable. Pain is unwelcome. And yet, pain is one of the most honest teachers you will ever have. Life will always give you lessons, some gentle, some harsh, but the lessons that shape you the most come wrapped in struggle, failure, and discomfort. Most people try to avoid pain at all costs. They chase comfort, convenience, and safety. But avoiding pain also avoids growth. Every time you step back from discomfort, you step away from an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to become stronger. Pain teaches clarity. When everything is going well, it is easy to ignore what matters. When life hurts, you are forced to look inward. You are forced to confront truths you might otherwise avoid. Discomfort reveals weakness, exposes habits, and uncovers choices that don't serve you. Consider failure, rejection, or loss. Each carries a lesson. The painful moments force reflection. They demand accountability. They push you to change. The person who avoids these lessons remains stagnant, repeating patterns that never work. Pain also builds resilience. The more you endure, the stronger you become. Facing challenges without running away trains your mind to handle future obstacles with grace and courage. Strength is forged in the fire of adversity, not in comfort. Many people associate pain with punishment, but pain is not a curse, it is information. It tells you where you are, what you value, and what needs attention. Ignoring it only prolongs struggle. Embracing it accelerates growth. Pain forces action. When life hurts, passive habits are insufficient. You are compelled to make choices even when they are difficult. This momentum created by necessity often becomes the catalyst for transformation. There is also humility in pain. Struggles remind you that life is bigger than your comfort zone. They teach empathy, patience, and perspective. Those who have suffered understand life differently. They value effort, connection, and meaning in ways comfort never teaches. Avoiding pain also comes with hidden costs. When you choose comfort over challenge, you miss opportunities for growth. You may appear safe, but you are stagnant. Your potential remains unrealized, quietly slipping away. Pain is also a compass. It directs you toward what matters most. Emotional pain may reveal where your attachments are misplaced. Physical pain may signal neglect or overuse. Mental pain highlights unresolved conflict or self-limiting beliefs. Listening carefully to these signals guides wiser choices. Courage is built in response to pain. Every time you face fear, loss, or disappointment and continue moving forward, you expand your capacity. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is acting despite it repeatedly over time. Pain teaches patience. Transformation rarely happens overnight. Discomfort may linger, but consistent effort during painful moments shapes character. The lessons compound quietly unnoticed until one day you recognize how far you have grown. The key is perspective. Pain itself is neutral, it is your response that determines its impact. You can let it break you or let it teach you. Those who extract lessons and act on them transform adversity into advantage. Every successful person has faced pain. Every meaningful achievement has required discomfort. The difference between those who rise and those who fall is not the presence of struggle, it is how they respond to it. Embrace pain as a teacher. Treat challenges as opportunities to learn. Step into discomfort with intention, knowing that each lesson brings you closer to strength, clarity, and wisdom. Pain is unavoidable. Growth without it is impossible. Learning from it is optional, but it is the choice that separates those who stagnate from those who thrive. Chapter 9, Learn to say no. Every yes you give comes at the cost of something else. Most people underestimate this truth. They say yes to invitations, requests, and distractions without thinking, and gradually their time, energy, and focus slip away. Learning to say no is not rude, it is essential. Saying no protects your priorities. It creates space for what truly matters. Every time you say yes to something meaningless, you are silently saying no to your dreams, growth, or peace of mind. Boundaries are not barriers, they are bridges to a more intentional life. Many people avoid saying no out of fear. Fear of conflict, fear of disappointing others, or fear of missing opportunities. But in reality, every yes given under pressure or obligation weakens your ability to focus on your own path. Saying no empowers you. It clarifies your values and shows respect for your own time. Learning to say no begins with awareness. You must recognize where your energy is going and whether your choices align with your priorities. The ability to pause and ask, will this serve my goals or drain me, is a critical skill. Saying no does not mean rejecting people. It means rejecting distractions and non-essential commitments. It means protecting your focus and energy. You are not being selfish, you are being deliberate. People who understand their limits and enforce them tend to accomplish more and experience less stress. A consistency in saying no strengthens self-discipline. Each time you decline something that does not serve you, you reinforce your identity as someone who respects their time and values. This makes future decisions easier. Boundaries become natural, not forced. Saying no also builds respect. Others may initially resist or misunderstand, but over time they learn that your yes is meaningful because it is intentional. Your commitments gain weight and credibility because you are not dispersing them lightly. Avoiding saying no can lead to resentment, overwhelm, and burnout. Overcommitment clouds judgment and drains energy. Saying no allows you to focus, to rest, and to act with purpose. It is an act of self-preservation and long-term strategy. Not every opportunity deserves your attention. Not every request requires your approval. Choosing carefully is not laziness, it is mastery. It is choosing depth over breadth, quality over quantity, and meaning over obligation. The freedom that comes from saying no is transformative. You gain control over your time, your energy, and your decisions. You no longer react to every request or distraction. Instead, you act intentionally, shaping your life according to your priorities. Practice saying no gradually. Start small, decline small requests or minor distractions. Notice the mental clarity and relief that follow. Over time, you will learn to apply the principle to bigger decisions, improving your focus, productivity, and peace of mind. Saying no is not a one-time act, it is a lifelong practice. Each no reinforces your boundaries, strengthens your self-respect, and builds momentum toward the life you want. Mastering the art of saying no is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. It protects your time, sharpens your focus, and ensures that your yes truly matters. Your life improves not by adding more things, but by intentionally choosing what to keep and what to let go. Say no to what doesn't serve you. Say yes to what does. Chapter 10. Meaning is better than comfort. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it rarely leads to fulfillment. Most people spend their lives seeking ease, safety, and pleasure, only to find themselves restless, unfulfilled, or empty. Meaning, on the other hand, is the quiet force that makes life worth living, even when it requires struggle, sacrifice, or discomfort. Comfort is seductive. It promises happiness without effort. It whispers, "Stay safe, don't rock the boat, don't challenge yourself." But comfort rarely produces growth. Growth demands effort. Growth demands facing fear, taking risks, and stepping into uncertainty. Meaning requires purpose. It is about doing something bigger than yourself. It is about creating value, serving others, or pursuing a goal that matters deeply. Unlike comfort, which is fleeting, meaning builds lasting satisfaction and pride. Many people confuse comfort with success. They assume that a stable job, a predictable routine, and pleasant surroundings equal a fulfilled life. But comfort alone cannot satisfy the deeper human need to contribute, create, or grow. Without meaning, comfort feels hollow. The path of meaning is rarely easy. It challenges you. It forces you to confront weaknesses, endure setbacks, and persist through obstacles. But each challenge faced for a meaningful cause strengthens character and resilience. Comfort, in contrast, rarely tests you, rarely teaches you, and rarely leaves a lasting mark. Meaning also provides direction. When life is difficult, a meaningful purpose acts as a compass. It gives you reason to endure discomfort, to take tough decisions, and to keep moving forward even when circumstances are unfavorable. Comfort, by comparison, offers no guidance, it only distracts you from purpose. Choosing meaning over comfort does not mean rejecting happiness. It means finding a deeper, more enduring happiness that comes from growth, contribution, and purpose. Comfort offers temporary pleasure, meaning offers lasting fulfillment. People who prioritize comfort often find themselves stuck in cycles of distraction, postponing dreams, and avoiding responsibility. Those who seek meaning embrace challenges, take responsibility, and act consistently, even when it is hard. The pursuit of meaning requires self-awareness. You must understand what truly matters to you, what aligns with your values, and what will leave a legacy worth having. This clarity allows you to make deliberate choices rather than simply chasing immediate gratification. Comfort often comes with fear disguised as convenience. It tempts you to stay in situations that are safe but unproductive, to avoid growth and to resist change. Meaning often requires courage, the courage to step out, take risks, and endure hardship for a worthwhile cause. The rewards of meaning outweigh the short-term ease of comfort. Those who pursue meaning experience richer relationships, deeper satisfaction, and a sense of contribution that lasts beyond themselves. Even failure is more bearable when it comes in pursuit of something meaningful. Living meaningfully requires sacrifice. You may have to give up convenience, leisure, or immediate rewards. You may face criticism, rejection, or doubt. But the fulfillment gained in exchange is far greater than anything comfort can provide. Meaning is not always obvious. It may require experimentation, reflection, and persistence. You discover it through action, through facing challenges, and through aligning your life with what truly matters. In the end, comfort is easy but fleeting. Meaning is challenging but enduring. Choosing meaning over comfort transforms ordinary existence into a purposeful, intentional, and fulfilled life. The question is simple: do you want life to feel easy, or do you want it to feel significant? True satisfaction comes when meaning outweighs comfort. Chapter 11. Live with fewer regrets. Strong hook. One day you will look back at your life. You will not remember every task you completed or every convenience you enjoyed. What you will remember are the moments you risked, the decisions you avoided, and the chances you did or didn't take. Living with fewer regrets is not about avoiding mistakes. It is about living intentionally and courageously. Regret often comes not from failure but from inaction. The opportunities we let slip away, the words we left unsaid, and the dreams we postponed are heavier than any mistakes we made. Life doesn't punish us for trying and failing, it punishes us for not trying at all. To live with fewer regrets, you must act with honesty and courage. Speak truthfully even when it is uncomfortable. Take chances even when the outcome is uncertain. Choose paths that align with your values even if they challenge you or others. People frequently let fear dictate decisions. Fear of rejection, failure, or judgment prevents them from pursuing what they truly want. But fear is temporary. Regret can last a lifetime. Choosing action over avoidance allows you to live fully and authentically. Living without regret also requires reflection. Regularly examine your choices, habits, and priorities. Ask yourself, am I spending my time on what matters most? Am I being honest with myself and others? Am I taking action toward the life I want? These questions keep your life aligned with your intentions. Regret can also be minimized by practicing gratitude and presence. Appreciating what you have, celebrating small victories, and being mindful of daily moments strengthens satisfaction and reduces the longing for what might have been. Presence shifts focus from loss to engagement. Another key is embracing responsibility. Accept that your life is shaped by your choices. Don't blame others or circumstances for missed opportunities. This ownership is empowering. It turns regret into insight and lessons that guide future decisions. Living with fewer regrets requires prioritization. Not every opportunity is worth pursuing, but the ones that align with your deepest values should not be ignored. Learning to distinguish between trivial distractions and meaningful experiences is essential. Take bold action in relationships, career, and personal growth. Say what you need to say, pursue what you care about, and invest in people and projects that matter. When challenges arise, face them rather than avoiding discomfort. Courage today prevents regret tomorrow. Mistakes will happen, but they are not the enemy. Indecision, avoidance, and fear are. Embrace imperfection, learn quickly, and move forward. Life is a series of choices, and the quality of those choices determines the weight of your regrets. The final lesson is this: live deliberately, Stop postponing important actions. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop allowing fear to dictate your decisions. Your life is happening now, and every day is a chance to reduce future regrets. When you prioritize action, honesty, and courage, regrets shrink. You accept failure as part of growth, loss as part of learning, and fear as a signal to act. In doing so, you live a life that is fuller, braver, and more aligned with your purpose. Live intentionally, take ownership, embrace risk, speak your truth, pursue your dreams, love deeply. In the end, the measure of a life well lived is not the absence of mistakes, but the absence of regrets. Live so that when you look back, you can say with confidence, I lived.